name's Abdullah. I'm in the 11th grade, or اعدادية, as some people call it.
Yeah.
I go to Ma'arif school, بزيونة.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have Ali, right?
Yeah. So my name's Ali. I'm 17 years old. I'm also in grade 11. And
you go to the same
I go to the same school as Abdullah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think is the best way to teach, like a better way?
Mm.
Better way than this one that you're already using?
I'd say from my experience before, hands-on work.
Okay.
Like, for example, when you're doing physics and it's something with gravity or whatever, they would use props in front of you. So you, like, let's say you're in the exam and you forget what the memorization was, you'd remember the activity.
Yeah.
And it would give you, like, a hint, and then you can go off from the hint.
Okay.
Yep.
So how about, let's say, peers problem or teacher-student problem?
Some teachers, I don't know. Me personally, I face a lot of problems with the teachers these days because some teachers take my tone. I don't know if it's me. I speak same with friends and everything, and my parents. Some teachers take it tone as disrespectful sometimes. I don't really know why.
So you have this kind of, let's say, harsh tone.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes off as harsh.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
But you just don't mean it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I never mean it.
Like, did you explain it? Or did they get used to it?
They just burst
Okay.
and no one understands.
Well, I think they will get used to it if they are like your long-term teachers and
Yeah,
stuff.
I wish. Yani, it's a big problem for me.
So how about, like, guys, I've been to high schools and, like, let's say boys' schools, and you guys have a lot of bullying. This is a very, like, negative thing, but this is, like, reality. So how do you deal with that? Have you ever been there?
Well, when I first came here, I came here a couple years ago, and the bullying was at an all-time high. And where I come from, there wasn't much bullying towards me, so I never knew how to take it in. So when I first started, the first or second day, they started making fun of how I speak, because it's so fluent that they wouldn't understand it, I guess.
Okay, so what do you think would they make fun of a person who's so fluent?
Because I think it comes from jealousy. I don't want to, like, boost myself, but I think it does come from jealousy.
Okay.
Yeah, I face the same problem. I don't understand why someone would make fun of someone better than him.
Okay, so you're talking about the language thing.
Yeah, it's mainly
mostly
language.
language.
Yeah.
Like, I don't face a lot of problems. People mostly make fun of me for the way I speak.
Okay, and how do you defend yourself?
I just take it as a joke.
You take it
Yeah,
as
it's
a
either
just
as a
take it.
joke or I just use it to boost my self-confidence, because I'm like, I'm that good that people don't
Make
want to
fun of
better
me.
themselves, rather they want to, like, make fun of me, because that's how they cope with me being better than them.
So speaking of your language, I see that it is perfect. I do love
you.
it. I admire the way you speak. So
Thank you.
how do you get there, both of you? I mean, you had different experiences, so we can talk about them. Maybe others would learn.
I mean, I come from a family. Most of my family speak English fluently. My dad, my mom, my grandma was an English teacher back in the day. Like, I got used to listening music, speaking English, and watching movies in general in English. Firstly, with translation, of course, you can't learn without seeing the meaning.
Yeah.
And then I started watching them without the translation, and everything was perfect. I was going it went the way I wanted it to go.
So it was through watching movies.
Yeah,
listening
mostly
to music.
watching. Yani, I didn't take a lot from school because it's mostly grammar.
Yeah.
But me personally, I learned from music, movies, and games.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're still doing the game things.
Yeah, I'll still do gaming.
Yeah. How about you?
For me, I was born in Emirates, which is an English-Arabic country. So my first language, I didn't really have a first language. I kind of went into both of them at the same time.
Okay.
So my main tactic, because I also did travel to Canada, which forced English on me.
Of course.
But the main tactic was memorizing lyrics. And my parents would make me write the lyrics of the song so I could memorize it. And then, it would just stay in my mind. And all my friend group, they made sure that I didn't befriend any Arabs.
Yeah.
So I befriended Canadians, natives there. So I'm forced to speak the language with them. And over time, with just music, subtitles is the main thing I did.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch my favorite shows on Cartoon Network or whatever, and I have English subtitles.
Okay.
And then slowly, you just get rid of the subtitles. And then when you can't understand anything, you repeat it, and then you memorize it.
So you both had similar methods of learning, which is active learning.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a very smart way, and you don't need to memorize. You don't need to study. You're just having fun, and at the same time you're learning without realizing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So interesting. So how about talking about like your role in the community, what you present, whether through your study, whether what your future plans are. What do you want to provide to here, or what do you want? Do you think that you can be a higher example to others who are your age right now, or maybe younger than you? What do you think?
I'd say one of the main problems here, because there are a lot of problems here, is language, because it's so, I don't know what the word is, but it's very like dedicated towards Arabic.
Okay.
So it doesn't really allow any people coming from outside to any other options of languages. It's mainly Arabic. So I'm saying they need to change the way they teach English in schools, so it's more available to people. Because, for example, when a friend of mine came from outside by himself, in the airport he couldn't speak to anyone to get out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So that's one of the main problems here.
Yeah. How about you? What do you think? Do you think that you can be a higher example to other people in your age, or younger than you?
I mean, I do try, but like every time I try to help someone, I just end up being made fun of for my language as before.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So, which is
Especially
unfortunate
here,
because people must...
They prevent themselves from learning.
Yeah, I got it.
And they just go mob your head and then nobody learns anything.
Oh, yeah. It's that way.
Yeah.
I mean, people sometimes are lazy, but you know, so lots of our listeners are very interested in learning the language, and I think they can make a great tips of what you guys just said. I would talk about your troubling experience that you had before. You're only 16, 17, and you traveled by yourselves, right? I don't know if it was more than one country, but I have witnessed one. So you can talk about this experience more. Like how did your parents allow you to go there alone, being independent while they're minors? What do you think about this?
Yeah, we actually traveled last year around June to Turkey with friends in the school. It was a school trip actually, and we applied and then we just went. We went the second time they made it. The first time my dad was too scared to send me away. He was like, first of all, it was fairly expensive.
Yeah.
Second of all, it was how can I say it? He was nervous. How are you gonna go alone?
Yeah.
How are you gonna deal with yourself?
This is what I'm saying. Like, how could you manage?
What if you miss the flight? What if you confuse the gates?
Exactly.
Yeah. He was scared of that type of stuff. Second time, he saw what happened with the school. They came back. Everything was good.
And was safe. Yeah.
I went the second time in summer. It was way more fun than winter, as I've heard. We went to two cities, Istanbul and Bodrum.
Okay. And how about what is like the challenge that you face there, or how could you be independent for a while without your parents?
Yeah. I'd say the main thing was, in the beginning, I thought it was going to be fun, friends and everything for a week or two.
So wasn't it fun?
It was definitely fun, but you see people's true colors when you see them every day 24/7 for a long time. Like, it's not the same as seeing them for a couple hours at school.
Definitely.
So most of the people I really liked in the trip, I started to dislike them because you see what they truly do at home, how clean they are, how they interact with random people and strangers. So I'd say it was a really good experience of seeing what people, their insides are truly.
And how about something that you learned about yourself? Did you learn about yourself that you can make it without your parents around? Did you learn that you can get in trouble and just you can solve it by yourself? Tell me about something that you both learned there.
Well, one of the nights we were up, we stayed up pretty late and we made a bunch of noise. Because, it's like 10 people in the same room.
Yeah.
Up like 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Yeah, it was very late. And then a family came outside to our door and as a noise complaint. And I think we dealt with it pretty well because he was also a native Iraqi as well. So, but I think what we learned from that is that we're very capable of learning, that we're very capable of knowing how to solve these problems without any parental help. What else?
So
I honestly learned how responsible I am. I don't think I've tried responsibly. Always depended on my mom or dad when we're traveling or staying at home.
Which is so interesting. Now you know more about yourself.
Yeah. Definitely opened up a lot of things for me. Opened up a lot of opportunities. Now I'm more confident I can study outside of Iraq, university, even high school.
Yeah. Well, that's so interesting. I mean, and do you think that parents should allow their children to have this kind of adventure alone. What do you think is the benefit of children, let's say, you're not children, let's say teenagers, being alone in far place there? What will be the reward? You know, parents are always looking for rewards.
Like, I'd say if a kid wants to travel and their parents are stopping them, I think as a parent you have to think of, because as a parent how your son or daughter's brain works.
Yeah.
You would know their capabilities and if they're able to control themselves, like emotionally or by their behavior.
You mentioned a very important point, controlling themselves emotionally.
Because I was very nervous to go, because I'm like, sometimes when my parents go out, they travel, you feel like empty inside. Because like in the beginning it's fun, and then you realize that you're alone.
Yeah.
So I was scared that was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna get homesick, but like thank God none of that happened. But it really just depends on if as a parent you believe your son can do it, and if you don't believe it, I wouldn't take the risk.
Yeah.
You have to be very safe with that.
Yeah. You have a good point. So how about your future plan? Like, you're very close to being college students. Do you have a plan in your head? How about the pressure you receive of being like just going to medical school, just going to, you have to be a doctor and stuff. Are you dealing with this?
I do. I know what I want to be. And it's definitely, I don't really want to stay in Iraq to study for it, because educational system, as we mentioned before, is not perfect or anywhere as good as other countries.
Yeah.
I want to study medical school. I want to be a neurosurgeon.
Okay.
To be honest, like, it's not a right mentality, but it's mostly for the money. Like, I don't think
you're thinking of money.
Yeah.
Well, that's honesty. You got it.
I don't think people should have the mentality, if you like something, even if it doesn't offer a lot of money, you don't take it.
Okay.
I mean, you take it.
Yeah, so you're not going through what interests you as much as you're going for something that will reward you or benefit you as.
I mean, what interests me, I'm not, gaming, mostly gaming.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna be my future.
Yeah.
I want to be a neurosurgeon or a doctor in general for the money.
Well, that's a great way, critical way of thinking.
Yeah.
You're just being realistic.
Yeah, New World is all about money. That's why you should think about money more than anything else.
Yeah. So how about you? You have the same idea?
Well, my brother is in uni right now. He's studying dentistry. So a dream of mine is to work with him. So I'm kind of forcing myself to go into dentistry with him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the pressure is crazy.
The pressure.
Because sometimes we're just sitting as a family, just talking about the future. And then the conversation changes towards me.
Okay.
And then instantly grade 12 and university pops up.
Yeah.
And then my mood just drops. Because you can't run from it. Like, you have to face that problem.
What kind of pressure is coming?
The pressure is like, am I gonna am I gonna have the right decision? Am I gonna be comfortable? Is it worth it? And stuff like that.
And they're just supporting you regarding the major that you chose.
They are gonna support. I know they will support me, but they do have a major for me, in their mind, which is, let's say dentistry as well, dentistry, pharmacy, anything medical, because it's the safest
option
area.
here.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I see that you're both passionate about it, which is really better than just people forcing it upon you. Yeah. I'm sure you're gonna nail it, whatever you're going. So. Yeah, I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you're making great example for your peers.
I hope so.
Yeah, and I really admire the language level that you are.
Thank you.
You have, and we have received so many calls, but we couldn't answer them. I guess most of people are just gonna say that you do have a great language and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pick them later on. After the end of the interview, which is happening right now. I was so happy to have you here, as I said before, and wish you best of luck. Thanks so much for coming. We're heading now for a song break, and see you later.